Good morning. It's Monday. It's time for Monday morning tidbits with your boy Shanta. So today I just want to go over a little something that I did at the Fresh Flint Festival. You know, I put together a little piece, and the beginning of the song or the piece, it was an a cappella piece. It went something like this. I'm not gonna go rap it, but he died on the cross, boy, we free now, but still we are trapped in our own minds. Oppression is systematically ingrained. Through the living waters, we breaking chains. So that's kind of what I want to touch on this morning is, you know, how we can still be free and still be slaves at the same time. A lot of people, even myself, sometimes we operate in a place of bondage. Although the chains have been removed from our physical body, we still trapped mentally. You know, our mental aspects of the human being is the most important aspect, because that's what controls everything that we do. And our society, I call it the elephant effect. You know, like elephants, they train elephants by putting them in chains or putting them in shackles and keeping them there for so long that over a period of time, when they remove the shackles, the elephant don't run away or don't break free, because in his mind, he's still trapped. And that's kind of how I see us operating, you know, as a nation, as a people, you know, as a culture today, not just African-American individuals, but also, you know, different races. Matter of fact, I want to say something right now about that. Races. You know, I was having a conversation with my father yesterday, and he said something that blew my mind. He said that if we still fighting about our color and we still worrying about, you know, he was talking about black power, not black power, but like black votes matter, black lives matter. And he said if we still fighting for that, then we still slaves, because we still don't understand the true nature of God, the natural order that he has provided for us, that we're all human beings. If a child is born, it doesn't matter what color it is, if it's white, black, Asian, when it cries a universal language, one language. It don't cry in Hebrew, it don't cry in Arabic, it don't cry in Hispanic, it don't cry in Russian, it don't cry in Chinese, but it cries a universal cry, meaning we all born equal and the same, but it's our culture that we're raised up in that give us the differences, you know, the race and the different languages. But that was just a little piece that I was like, oh wow, that's kind of deep. But yeah, man, we still trapped, and we're actually operating in a system that causes us to be trapped, or that promotes poverty or slave mentality. Everything that you see on your TV, everything that you're kind of brought up on, and pits you against your brothers and your sisters. It causes you to constantly be in a state of searching for the next best thing. So we spend all of our time and we spend all of our resources trying to get the next best thing, whether it's a pair of shoes, whether it's the iPhone, it doesn't matter. We are taught and we are systematically taught that you gotta spend your money and have the next best thing, or else you ain't nothing. So we spend most of our time sowing our seeds, spending our resources, trying to obtain things that doesn't really even matter. And that's crazy. And a some of us, we want to stay asleep, because if we wake up and we realize what's going on out here today, it's real scary. When you look at the system, the capitalistic system that we're living in, is scary. So a lot of people wake up and say, oh man, this ain't right, or oh man, that ain't right, we need to change this. But it can be so overwhelming when you see the discrepancies and you see the problems and the issues you have. You say, put me back to sleep, put me back in the matrix. I don't want to deal with this. Let me go back to Pharaoh. Like when Moses was walking with the people, delivering them out of bondage. They stayed in the wilderness for 40 days and 40 years, man, just traveling. And some of them was like, you know what? Pharaoh wasn't that bad. You know, the things that Pharaoh did to us and but at least he fed us. You know, at least he did this for us. So they chose to go back into captivity because they were afraid to face what was on the other side, which was the promised land. And a lot of us operate like that. You know, when we selling drugs, when we in the streets, you know, when we choose to stay asleep, we choose to stay in bondage, we choose to be dependent upon a system that pacifies us and keeps us asleep. You know, food stamps, SDA, a lot of people that I work with, man, they come here intentionally sometimes just so they can be dependent, so they can get their dependent papers. Meaning, you know, if I act crazy or if I go do this, then I'll get this little money and I'll be okay. That's the slave mentality, man. We have to wake up from that. That God has more in store for our lives. He got more in for us to live. We wasn't designed to be in poverty. We wasn't designed to fight and kill each other. We wasn't even designed to go against each other, you know, in our cultures, in our races. So we have to wake up and understand that we're being systematically trained to do these things against each other and against ourselves. So that's our morning tidbit for the day. Repeat after me. I know me, I love me, and there's a higher power within me. I know me, I love me, there's a higher power within me. Y'all wake up.